Today's expedition takes us to a widely requested destination, China, before the advent of communism. A crucial era, its understanding is key to fully grasp the complexities of present-day China. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing content. Are you ready? Buckle up, because here we go. Our journey begins thousands of years ago with the birth of Chinese civilization. As far back as we can trace, the Xia dynasty marks the dawn of Chinese history. Though many of its stories are steeped in legend, it's believed that the Xia dynasty laid the groundwork for what would become an enduring system of dynastic rule. Next came the Shang dynasty, an era of significant technological progress. Bronze casting reached new heights, and the earliest known form of Chinese writing, oracle bone script, emerged during this time. Fast forward to the Zhou dynasty, the longest-lasting dynasty in Chinese history. It's known for its philosophical flowering, with the likes of Confucius and Laozi shaping the cultural and intellectual landscape. The Qin dynasty, though short-lived, left a lasting impact. It unified the warring states into a centralized empire and standardized everything from weights and measures to the written script. It's during this time that the Great Wall of China began to take shape. The Han dynasty followed, marking a golden age in Chinese history. It's often compared to the Roman Empire in terms of influence and achievement. Science, technology, arts, and culture flourished. The Silk Road opened, linking China to the West and facilitating cultural exchange. The succeeding dynasties, from the Tang and Song to the Ming and Qing, each carried forward a legacy of cultural, scientific, and technological advancement, shaping China into a global powerhouse. Despite their individual achievements, the dynasties shared common threads. They were ruled by hereditary monarchs, and bureaucracy was structured according to Confucian principles. Each dynasty claimed the mandate of heaven, a divine right to rule, and each fell when it was perceived to have lost this mandate, often due to natural disasters, corruption, or rebellion. The dynastic rule was a defining aspect of ancient China. But what do you think life was like during these times? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Fast forward to the 19th century, a turbulent period marked by foreign invasions and internal strife. China, under the rule of the Qing dynasty, was a country in turmoil. This was a time when foreign powers sought to exploit China's wealth, leading to a series of conflicts known as the Opium Wars. The origins of the Opium Wars can be traced back to the British East India Company, which began importing opium into China in the late 18th century. This trade, though highly profitable for the British, had devastating effects on China. Addiction to the drug spread like wildfire, crippling society and weakening the economy. In an attempt to stem this tide, the Qing government imposed a ban on opium. The British, however, were not about to give up a lucrative trade. This led to the First Opium War in 1839, a conflict that ended in a humiliating defeat for China and the signing of the Treaty of Nanking. This treaty, the first of many unequal treaties, opened up 5 Chinese ports to British trade and ceded the territory of Hong Kong to Britain. The Second Opium War, which took place from 1856 to 1860, further deepened China's crisis. This time, it wasn't just the British, but also the French, who were demanding more trade rights and privileges. The war ended with the Treaty of Tientsin, which further expanded foreign influence and control in China. These wars exposed the weakness of the Qing dynasty and fueled widespread discontent. The dynasty's inability to protect China's sovereignty led to a series of rebellions, culminating in the 1911 revolution. This revolution marked the end of more than 2,000 years of imperial rule in China. The fall of the Qing dynasty marked the end of imperial rule, paving the way for a new era in China. Enter the Republic of China, a new chapter in Chinese history. With the fall of the Qing dynasty, China was ripe for a seismic shift. The man who would lead this transformation was Sun Yat-sen, a visionary thinker and revolutionary who dreamed of a China that was modern, progressive, and free from foreign domination. Sun Yat-sen's vision was encapsulated in his 3 principles of the people: nationalism, democracy, and the people's livelihood. These principles became the bedrock of the new republic. Nationalism was about reclaiming China from foreign powers and restoring its dignity. Democracy called for a government by the people, and for the people. The principle of people's livelihood aimed to ensure economic prosperity for all Chinese citizens. In the year 1912, the Republic of China was officially established with Sun Yat-sen as its provisional president. For the first time in centuries, China was not ruled by a dynasty, but by a government that aspired to be democratic and representative. Under the Republic, China saw profound political and social changes. The age-old civil service examination system, which had defined Chinese society for more than a millennium, was abolished. In its place, modern education systems were instituted, emphasizing science, technology, and Western learning. Women who had been confined to the shadows of society began to step into the light. The foot-binding practice, a symbol of their subjugation, was outlawed. Women were given equal rights to education and were allowed to participate in politics. Yet, the Republic was not without its trials. Power struggles, warlordism, and foreign invasions posed constant challenges. The government struggled to maintain control and unity, and its lofty ideals often fell short in practice. Despite the hope it brought, the Republic of China was fraught with challenges. But it was a significant step in China's evolution, a period of change and modernization that would shape the nation's future. It was a time of upheaval, but also a time of profound transformation. The Republic of China, for all its faults, was a beacon of hope in a time of uncertainty. Now, let's delve into the tumultuous period of the Chinese Civil War. This era represents a critical juncture in China's history, a time when two powerful factions vied for control, shaping the country's future in profound ways. In one corner, we have the Nationalist Party, known as the Kuomintang, led by Chiang Kai-shek. This group was the ruling party in the Republic of China, a government established after the fall of the Qing Dynasty. The Nationalists aimed to unify China under a centralized government, drawing on both traditional Chinese values and Western democratic ideals. In the other corner, we have the Communist Party, led by the charismatic Mao Zedong. Born from the unrest of the early 20th century, the Communists sought to create a classless society where the means of production were owned by the people. They promised land reforms and equality, which appealed greatly to the vast peasant population. The stage was set for a colossal showdown. But the outbreak of World War II complicated matters. China was invaded by Japan, forcing the nationalists and communists to form an uneasy alliance to resist the foreign threat. However, beneath this temporary truce, the rivalry simmered, and once the war was over, the Civil War resumed with renewed vigor. The communists, with their savvy guerrilla warfare tactics and the support of the rural masses, began to gain ground. The nationalists, despite having more conventional military power and international support, struggled with corruption, economic instability, and a loss of public confidence. By the late 1940s, the tide had turned decisively in favor of the communists. In October of 1949, Mao Zedong declared the establishment of the People's Republic of China, marking the victory of the communists. The nationalists retreated to Taiwan, where they continued to declare themselves the legitimate government of China. The Chinese Civil War marked a significant turning point in China's history, setting the stage for the rise of communism. This period of conflict and change laid the groundwork for the China we know today, a nation that continues to evolve and influence the world. Finally, we arrive at the dawn of communism in China. The year was 1949, and the stage was set for a seismic shift in the nation's history. The Chinese Civil War had reached its climax, with the Communist Party of China, led by Mao Zedong, emerging victorious over the Nationalist Party. Mao Zedong, a name that would become synonymous with China's communist era, declared the establishment of the People's Republic of China on October 1st, 1949. This marked the official commencement of communist rule in China, a rule that would significantly transform the nation. In the early years, Mao Zedong and his comrades were determined to shape China into a socialist state. They introduced a series of sweeping reforms aimed at consolidating their power and reshaping the economic, political, and social fabric of the society. Land reforms were among the first steps taken, with land being seized from landlords and redistributed among the peasants. This move was massively popular among the rural populace, further cementing the Communist Party's authority. Next, they turned their attention to industry and commerce. The government took control of all enterprises, implementing a planned economy. Private businesses became a thing of the past as the state assumed responsibility for the nation's economic development. Simultaneously, the Communist Party launched a series of campaigns to suppress potential threats and dissent. These campaigns, often brutal, aimed at purging the party and the wider society of those deemed counter-revolutionaries or rightists. Yet, these early years were also marked by a sense of optimism and the promise of a new China. The nation was in the throes of rebirth, and the people, particularly the lower classes, were hopeful for a future free from the shackles of feudalism and foreign domination. With the rise of communism, China embarked on a new journey, forever reshaping its course. This was a period of profound transformation, a time when the old was replaced with the new, and the nation embarked on a path that would lead it to become the global power it is today. And that, dear history buffs, is a glimpse into China before communism. We've journeyed through ancient China's dynastic rule, experienced the upheaval of the Opium Wars, witnessed the birth of the Republic of China, and stood on the precipice of the Chinese Civil War. Each era, a complex tapestry, woven with nuanced threads of culture, politics, conflict, and change. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the past. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more historical explorations. And of course, please share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Until our next journey, stay curious and keep exploring.